It's a rainy night in Los Angeles. A 6-year-old boy is standing outside a hotel. He's alone. No jacket, no parents, just a dirty t-shirt and a small jade pendant hanging from his neck. He's been standing there for almost an hour. People walk past him like he's invisible. Then a black Maybach pulls up. The door opens. A man in a $50,000 suit steps out. This is Marcus Chen, 34 years old, CEO of Chen Industries. Net worth? Around $400 million. He owns half the tech startups in Silicon Valley and has a reputation for being ice cold in every negotiation. Marcus doesn't notice the boy at first. He's on the phone screaming at someone about a failed merger. He throws his keys to the valet and walks inside. But here's where the story gets weird. The boy sees the open car door. He runs. He slides into the back seat and pulls the door shut. The valet doesn't even blink. 20 minutes later, Marcus comes back. He's still furious. He gets in the driver's seat, starts the engine, and drives off. He's so angry he doesn't even check the rearview mirror. The boy stays completely silent. Curled up in the corner, shivering, he's seen enough movies to know you don't make noise when hiding from powerful men. Marcus pulls into his underground garage. That's when he finally hears it. A small sniff. He freezes. His hand moves to the glove box where he keeps a gun. Then he turns around. A child is staring back at him. Big eyes, tears running down his face. And that jade pendant glowing under the garage light. Most people would call the police. Most people would freak out. Not Marcus. He looks at the pendant. Then he looks at the boy's face. Then he looks at the pendant again. His hands start shaking, and he whispers one word. Liam, here's what you need to understand. That jade pendant isn't just some random piece of jewelry. It's a family heirloom. There are only 3 of them in existence. One belongs to Marcus. One belongs to his younger brother. And one belonged to his sister who disappeared 15 years ago. The sister who ran away from home when she got pregnant by an American businessman. The sister their father disowned and never spoke of again. Marcus hasn't seen that pendant since he was 19 years old. And now it's hanging around the neck of a lost child who looks exactly like his sister did at that age. The boy's name is Eli. He's 6 years old. And he has no idea who Marcus is. He just wanted to get out of the rain. But Marcus knows exactly who Eli is. This is his nephew, his sister's son, which means somewhere out there his sister might still be alive. Marcus doesn't call the police. He doesn't call his father. Instead, he makes a decision that changes everything. He takes Eli upstairs to his penthouse. He feeds him pizza. He lets him sleep on the couch. And then he makes a phone call to a private investigator he's used before. A woman named Jordan who specializes in finding missing people. Here's where the problem shows up. The next morning, Marcus is supposed to close a $200 million deal with a Chinese investment group. The deal is everything. Without it, Chen Industries is bankrupt in 6 months. His father, who still runs the board, will finally have a reason to kick Marcus out of the company. But Marcus can't focus. He keeps looking at Eli. He keeps thinking about his sister. And he keeps wondering why a 6-year-old was wandering the streets of L.A. alone at midnight. Jordan calls back with news, bad news. The sister, Mei Chen, was last seen 3 years ago in Shanghai. She was living under a fake name, working as a waitress. Then she disappeared. No body, no note, nothing. But here's the part that makes Marcus's blood run cold. Someone has been using her bank account for the last 18 months. Small withdrawals, never more than $200 at a time. Always at gas stations and convenience stores in the San Gabriel Valley. That's 30 minutes from where Marcus is standing right now. Someone has May's bank card, and that someone is probably the same person who left her son alone in the rain. Marcus cancels the morning meeting. His investors are furious. His father calls him screaming. But Marcus doesn't care. He puts Eli in the car and drives to San Gabriel. He's not thinking like a CEO anymore. He's thinking like an uncle who failed to protect his family once and refuses to fail again. They stop at a gas station, the same one where the most recent withdrawal happened. Marcus shows a picture of May to the cashier. The cashier recognizes her, says she came in 2 days ago with a man. The man was buying baby formula and beer. The woman looks scared. Then the cashier points at Eli. That's her boy, he says. He was with her. Eli starts crying, not sad crying, scared crying. He grabs Marcus's leg and whispers something. Marcus bends down to listen. Eli says, the bad man says my mommy went to heaven, But I don't believe him. This is the moment everything breaks open. Eli isn't lost. He was left. Or maybe he escaped. The bad man is probably the same person who's been using May's bank card. And if May is in heaven, as the bad man claims, then that bank card is evidence of something much worse. Marcus doesn't wait. He calls the police. He gives them the cashier's statement. He gives them the license plate of a gray minivan the cashier saw the man driving. Then he takes Eli back to the penthouse and makes him hot chocolate. But he can't sleep. He stays up all night searching through old family photos, looking at his sister's face, remembering the day she left. His father had called her a disgrace, said she was dead to the family. Marcus didn't say anything. He just watched her walk out the door. That was 15 years ago. He's regretted his silence every single day since. The police find the gray minivan 24 hours later. It's parked outside a rundown apartment complex in El Monte. They knock on the door. A man opens it. His name is Derek. He's 42 years old. He has a criminal record for domestic violence and identity theft. And he's alone. No May. Just a mattress on the floor and a stack of unpaid bills. Derek says May left him 6 months ago, took their son, and ran. He says he's been looking for her ever since. But the police don't believe him. Because when they search the apartment, they find May's purse, her ID, her phone, and a bloody towel hidden under the sink. Derek is arrested, but he won't say where May is. He just smiles and asks for a lawyer. Marcus is losing his mind. He has a 6-year-old nephew who might be an orphan. He has a $200 million deal falling apart. And he has a father who still doesn't know any of this is happening. That's when Marcus makes the call he's been avoiding for 15 years. He calls his father. He tells him everything. The pendant, the boy, the missing sister, the bloody towel. And for the first time in Marcus's life, his father cries. The old man gets on a plane from Shanghai that same night. Here's the climax. Father and son meet at the police station. They haven't spoken in years, but now they're standing side by side looking at a photo of a woman they both failed. The father asks to see Eli. Marcus brings the boy in. Eli looks at the old man. Then he touches his jade pendant. And he says, "Mommy said her daddy had one of these too." The father breaks down. He holds Eli. He cries for his daughter. He cries for the years he lost. And then he looks at Marcus and says something unexpected. "Find her. I don't care what it costs. Bring my little girl home." So Marcus does what he does best. He uses money. He hires a team of private investigators. He offers a $100,000 reward for information. He puts May's face on billboards. And 3 days later, someone calls. A nurse at a small clinic in Bakersfield says a woman matching. May's description came in 2 months ago with a broken arm. She gave a fake name. But the nurse remembered her because she wouldn't stop crying about her son. The clinic has her blood type on file, and it matches the blood on the towel. Marcus drives to Bakersfield that night. He shows May's picture at every shelter, every church, every diner. Finally, a homeless shelter worker recognizes her, says she stayed there for 2 weeks. Then she left with a group of people heading to Oregon. Marcus doesn't stop. He drives to Oregon. He searches for 6 more days, and on the 7th day, he finds her. May is living in a women's shelter in Portland. She's cut her hair. She's using a different name. When she sees Marcus, she tries to run. She thinks Derek sent him, but Marcus grabs her arm and says, "Eli is safe. He's with Dad. We've been looking for you for 3 years. May collapses. She cries. She hits Marcus's chest. Then she hugs him so tight he can barely breathe. She tells him everything. Derek had been abusing her for years, controlling her money, keeping her from leaving. The night she ran, Derek broke her arm. She escaped with nothing but the clothes on her back. She left Eli with a neighbor because she thought she could come back for him in a few hours. But Derek found the neighbor, threatened him, and the neighbor gave Eli to Derek. That's how Eli ended up on the street. Derek took him to L.A. for some reason May still doesn't understand. Maybe to sell the pendant, maybe to hurt Marcus, maybe just because he's evil. But it doesn't matter now, because May is alive. Eli has his mother back. And the jade pendant that started this whole mess is right where it belongs, around the neck of a boy who is finally going home. Marcus doesn't get his $200 million deal. The investors pulled out. Chen Industries is in trouble, but Marcus doesn't care. He looks at his sister holding her son. He looks at his father, who finally apologized. And he realizes something. Money comes and goes. Deals fall apart. But family is the only thing that matters at the End of a rainy night in a car with a lost child who changed everything. That pendant wasn't just a piece of jade. It was a reminder. A reminder that some connections are too strong to break. And some people are worth burning your whole world down to save. If you want to see what happened to Derek and whether Marcus's company survives, the next video on your screen has the ending you won't believe. Click it before you change your mind.